The SEC versus Ripple case is as exciting as never before, and it could very well come to its end soon. What recent revelations could mean the win for Ripple? And what impact will that have on the crypto market? Stay tuned till the end of the video to find out. But first, we are giving away 50 XRP coins at the end of the month to one random subscriber to start on their XRP journey. All you need to do is to like the video, subscribe and comment your thoughts on XRP in the comment section. Welcome back XRP Army. The next update on the SEC versus Ripple Labs litigation appears to be coming a bit later than planned. In particular, the court approved both parties' motion to postpone the expert deposition from January 14 until January 19, 2022. What's the reason? It was stated that there were scheduling issues. Meanwhile, crypto lawyer John Deaton, who represents the rights of thousands of XRP investors, was a guest on the PBD podcast. During his speech, he discussed the case and the potential outcomes for XRP investors. Deaton began by bringing viewers up to speed on the lawsuit's procedures by reminding them of the issues surrounding the SEC deliberative process privilege, or an agency's authority to hide records related to its decision-making processes. When speaking with Patrick Bet-David, he stated, "It is the internal documents at the SEC, their documents on Bitcoin, their documents on Ethereum. There's even a document dated June 13, 2018, on evaluating XRP and whether it's a security, and the SEC has refused to turn any of these documents over. They're claiming they're privileged, and they're claiming they're privileged, Pat, even though they claim that they've never made an official declaration on Bitcoin or Ethereum." Furthermore, Deaton disagreed with the notion that Ripple and XRP holders were cooperating. Deaton claimed to have spoken to 60,000 people and claimed that 52.8% of first-time XRP buyers had never heard of the business Ripple. Deaton responded to the topic of how the litigation may finish, saying, "At some point Ripple could tap out and say, listen, we'll go with a certain designation, we can only sell to accredited investors now. You know, there's ways to get around it, but I don't see it happening. I see it either settling, because of those rulings that come down, or it goes to verdict." Deaton ended by mentioning a similar case in which a jury determined that a digital asset was not an unregistered securities. Both Ripple and the SEC have submitted extra letter filings to broaden their claims as of press time. This was the result of a court decision in the case of Natural Resources Defense Council, NRDC, v. United States Environmental Protection Agency, EPA. The latter resulted in an expansion of the scope of deliberative process privilege. The SEC, on the other hand, maintains that the defense protects all of its materials. Chris Larsen, co-founder of Ripple, has recently made headlines for suggesting a way for Bitcoin miners to help save the environment. Larsen proposed abandoning the proof-of-work consensus process and altering the code to compensate miners while minimizing their carbon impact. As predicted, opinions were divided, with many Bitcoin supporters stating that such a move would annihilate the coin's basic identity. By the way, do you think the case will be over soon? Let us know in the comment section down below. And there's more current news about the second Ripple. So, as we now know, the Securities and Exchange Commission has denied ever making an official declaration on the nature of Ether or Bitcoin, despite Ripple and its co-defendants collecting many comments from SEC officials in text, audio, and video that would show otherwise. However, the agency maintains that those were only personal opinions. XRP holders attorney John Deaton recently commented on the requirements required for a win-win outcome for both Ripple and the SEC. The significance of a few of decisions in a bull market in transforming XRP into the sole cryptocurrency with regulatory certainty in the United States, while also allowing the SEC to score a large sum on settlement. If Ripple wins the SEC case, only Bitcoin and XRP will be protected from the securities regulator, according to John Deaton's view. Comment, XRP Army, if you believe Deaton is right. Since those words, the SEC has stated that it has not officially declared BTC and ETH to be compliant cryptos, despite the fact that there are numerous public videos of top SEC figures, including Bill Hinman and ex-SEC Chair Jay Clayton, explicitly commenting on the two coins on behalf of the agency, not to mention Hinman's famous 2018 speech. This appears to be a strange change of events, and if it holds true, John Deaton will be proven accurate in his prediction. Bitcoin is no longer protected from future SEC enforcement action. The SEC erratic attitudes may influence Judge Sarah Net Burns' decision to grant Ripple's request to force the SEC to turn over papers detailing its views on BTC, ETH, and XRP. Except for the Bitcoin element, such a finding would be important for a prospective success on the fair notice defense and might lead to John Deaton's forecast. Do you agree that the SEC argumentation is flawed? If yes, then make sure to like this video. To summarize, if Ripple prevails in its action against the SEC, it would certainly put the federal agency on the defensive, potentially signaling a paradigm shift in securities regulations for cryptocurrencies. Although the possible win may leave Ripple in a secure position, existing and new projects may still be unclear. Regulators would have to consider hard before embarking on future large-scale ventures such as Ripple. The price of XRP might skyrocket and establish a new all-time high. Rael Paul, the former head of European hedge fund sales, stated that his purchase in XRP following the December litigation was a no-brainer in terms of risk-to-reward numbers. Paul continued, "It got heavily discounted in the price, and then I looked at it and thought, well, what's it going to do? Fall 100% from here to zero? But if it gets solved, it's 10 times. And I'm like, well, that's a no-brainer. Why would you not take a 10-to-1 risk-reward that has a catalyst around it?" Although 2021 may feel like a year of lawsuits and bureaucracy for Ripple, the distributed ledger startup has made several major accomplishments not only in revenue but also in collaborations. Net sales for the first 3 quarters of 2021 climbed by over 450%, from $146.41 million to $806 million. The third quarter of 2021 witnessed the biggest sales ever at $497 million, thanks entirely to on-demand liquidity, ODL. ODL is a service that uses XRP to facilitate cross-border transactions. Unlike the existing system, which involves locking up funds and pre-funding destination accounts, ODL will allow for rapid transfers while lowering operating expenses. On its weekly chart, the XRP price appears to be forming a cup and handle pattern. The continuation pattern appears after an upward advance that resembles a bowl or a rounding bottom, which is accompanied by a trading range, resulting in the handle. The bullish setup's goal is calculated by adding the distance between the cup's lowest point and the breakout point. In this situation, the cup and handle projections indicate that the XRP price might begin a 1,625% bull run toward $34. When the distance between the breakout point and the bottom of the cup is calculated, it predicts a 94% breakout to $3.82. Even if an optimistic perspective appears difficult to accomplish, investors must keep an open mind. If Ripple prevails in its case against the SEC, the XRP price is likely to break the previous record high of $3.31 and continue to rise. Despite current low levels of volatility, the daily active addresses, DAA, on the XRP ledger remain a crucial supporting element for the hopeful outlook. This measure is presently in the triple digits, indicating that the network is expanding. The one aspect that has yet to become positive is on-chain volume. It is presently worth $2.98 billion, which is somewhat less than its 30-day average of $3.21 billion. A rise in this indicator might imply capital re-entry. Addresses with 1 million to 10 million XRP have raised their holdings from 2.76 billion to 3.32 billion tokens in the last year. The 18.1% growth shows that institutions are continuing to accumulate XRP with the expectation that its market value would rise in the next months or years. Assuming the bottom of the handle is around 50 cents, the bullish thesis associated with the cup and handle configuration will collapse if XRP price makes a swing low below it. If Ripple loses its case against the SEC, a similar situation might unfold. In such a case, the XRP price may breach the 50-cent support level and fall to 23 cents. What do you think about the SEC versus Ripple case? Do you think Ripple will finally win it soon? Let us know in the comment section. If you want to continue to know about XRP, we have got 2 videos waiting for you on the end screen to check out. Make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Kindly note that prices of cryptocurrencies frequently change, so by the time you watch this video, it might have changed to a whole new value. The information provided in this video does not constitute investment advice, financial advice, trading advice, or any other sort of advice, and you should not treat any of the content as such. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and hence should not be considered financial advice. Do conduct your due diligence and consult your financial advisor before making any investment decisions.